Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Imagine this. One day it's early morning. The sun has not yet risen. The air is freezing below minus 15 degrees centigrade. You are standing in a long queue, shivering with nothing but a thin piece of cloth on your body. Your stomach is empty, your feet are swollen from your walking barefoot on ice. Suddenly, a loud voice shouts, that is a Nazi soldier with a gun in his hand walks past you, looking at each person like they are insects, not human beings. The soldier points his finger at one person and said, "You are left." Another person, he said, "You are right." One direction means life like a slave, the other means death in the gas chamber. You don't know where you will go. You don't know if you will live or die in the next few minutes. This was the daily reality in Nazi concentration camps during World War II. The most famous of these camps were Auschwitz, where over 1.1 million innocent people were murdered. People were starved, beaten, tortured, and forced to work like animals. They lived in wooden barracks, crammed together like a cattle, with rats crawling over them at night. Many were gassed to the death in large chambers, their bodies burned in huge furnaces. Others were forced to dig their own graves before being shot dead. One of these prisoners was Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist from Austria. He lost his parents, his wife, his unborn child, everything he ever loved. Yet, inside that hell, he discovered a powerful truth. Even in the worst suffering, a human being can find meaning and purpose in life. This book, Man's Search for Meaning, is not just a story, it's a lesson for all of us. Today, I will share the horrifying yet inspiring journey of Viktor Frankl and how his wisdom can help us survive our own struggles in life. Stay with me till the end. This might be the most powerful story you have ever heard. The horrors of the concentration camp. Viktor Frankl was an Austrian psychiatrist, but in 1942, the Nazis took everything from him. He, his wife, and his parents were forced into a cattle train packed so tightly they could not sit down. After days of starvation, the train doors opened at a Auschwitz, the most feared concentration camp. A Nazi officer stood at the entrance, pointing left or right. One direction led to the forced labor, the other is instant death in the gas chamber. Victor clutched his wife's hand. They looked into each other's eyes, whispering their final words of love. And then a god tore them apart. Frankel was sent to labor. His wife, his parents, he never saw them again. Imagine this. One moment you have a family, the next moment they are gone forever. The daily life in Auschwitz was hell on the earth. Prisoners were beaten, starved, and forced to work in the freezing cold with no shoes, no clothes, no food. If you slowed down, you were shot dead immediately. One night, as Frankel lay in his cold, lice infected barrack, he heard a man sobbing. He had dreamed that the war would end on a specific date. When that day arrived and nothing changed, he lost hope and died overnight. That's when Frankel had a realization that would change his life. Suffering is inevitable, but we can decide how to respond to it. The secret to survival. Finding meaning in suffering, Frankel noticed something strange. Some prisoners, even in the worst conditions, refused to give up. They found meaning in their suffering. One prisoner believed he would see his family again. He survived. Another was determined to finish a book he started before the war. He survived. But those who lost hope, they died, even if they were physically strong. That's when Frankl realized the key to survival. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Even though he had no food, no warmth, and no family, he told himself, I must survive to teach the world what I have learned. I will turn this suffering into knowledge, no matter what. I will not let the Nazis take my spirit. That's when something incredible happened. Frankl imagined giving lectures after the war about the psychology of suffering. He pictured himself standing on a stage teaching people how to find meaning in pain. That vision kept him alive. The three lessons what will change your life from this book. Lesson number one, no one can take away your freedom to think. Even in a Nazi camp where he had no control over his own body, Frankl still controlled his mind. Takeaway, in life, we cannot control what happens to us, but we can always control our reaction. What should be your action step? When something bad happens, ask yourself, do I react in anger or do I respond with strength? Lesson number two, your mind needs a purpose to survive. Frankl saw that hope kept people alive. If they had something to live for, they found a way to endure. Takeaway is no matter how difficult life gets, find a one reason to keep going. A dream, a goal, a loved one, something that gives your life a meaning. Your action step should be write down one powerful reason why you must keep pushing forward. Lesson number three, help others and you will find strength even in the camp. Frankel noticed that prisoners who helped others by sharing a piece of bread or offering words of hope felt stronger and more alive. Takeaway is if you want to heal yourself, help someone else. Your action step should be every day ask yourself, who can I help today? Conclusion, why this book can change your life. Viktor Frankl survived Auschwitz, but millions didn't survive. After the war, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning to teach the world this truth. Everything can be taken from a man except one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. The final message of this book is no matter how hard life gets, no one can take away your ability to choose how you respond. Comment below what is one lesson you learned from this story. Hit like, subscribe for more life changing book summaries. Share this video someone who out there needs this message today. Remember, your mind is your greatest weapon. Choose your thoughts wisely. Thank you very much.